So Adam Winstanley, where are you from?
I'm from London.
Okay, and what do you do?
So I'm in the middle of doing a PhD up at York on Samuel Beckett.
Okay, and do you teach?
I teach in an American system it would be freshmen, so I teach what are effectively first and final year undergraduates.
Okay, and so you deal with storytelling?
Of sorts. Storytelling of sorts.
Okay.
I deal a lot with Beckett, obviously. Whether Beckett could be called storytelling is interesting.
Okay. And what's your favorite story ever? Non-fiction, fiction, film, book?
Hungry Caterpillar.
The Hungry Caterpillar?
Yeah.
By Eric Carle?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I think it's just a deep emotional attachment to it. My dad would just come and read it to me at night, and that's it. You know, it's probably that. I mean, and the Unnameable.
Okay, so those two are well paired.
Yeah. Well, no. Of course, my tongue's firmly in my cheek there, but it's interesting. The things I work on are very anti-story. They're not what we think of as stories.
Okay, such as, can you be a little more elaborate about that?
Well, Beckett's trilogy, for instance, by the time of the final novel, you don't know who is telling you, you don't know who the narrator is, you don't know where it is. Mm-hmm. You eventually think that it may be some sort of worm in a jar that's talking to you, for instance. And it just keeps on cancelling itself out. So stories usually should give you footing. You usually have some sort of anchor. Someone's telling a story in a pub. Mm-hmm. They draw you in, and it's all about connection. Whereas this is deliberately breaking down that connection and that communication.
Okay. So what makes a good story for the most part?
Well, maybe this is it. Maybe a good story is communication, and I'm more interested in bad stories and when communication goes wrong. And things like mental illness and how people can't communicate, can't tell good stories.
And what makes a really bad story, though?
I think the bad stories are the good stories for me. I know that's.
This is your personal. This is your personal preferences. This is not. Yeah.
That's. But a good story is is someone regaling someone with. Someone says, "Oh, how was your weekend?" And they say, "Well, I did this, and it has to be. You draw someone in, and then it has to be. The usual things that you expect from the plot, twists, and turns, and everything else that goes with it."
Okay, and then is there something that you think makes a really terrible storyteller? Monotony?
Yeah. Tone of voice. If it's just not even the content, but if there's just. I was going to shops and I did this.
So is this just an oral?
Like low hum.
Right.
Yeah, really poor oral performance.
Okay, what if it's written and it's a story?
No, there's a sense that if it's doing the same thing all the time, good stories surprise me. Good stories, it doesn't matter what it is, it's that moment where you go, shit, I didn't see that coming.
Okay.
And we all see that as a good story, no matter what we do.
Now, do you have a preference as to where that happens, like beginning, middle, end?
So I enjoy it when it happens right from the very off. But my suspicion is that other people enjoy it when they like to be drawn in and then have it happen. Whereas I like the sense of it being almost a fight from the very start. Or a confrontation, maybe.
See, like a challenge or some sort of...
Yeah, but that reflects the things I read.
Okay.
And it also probably says a lot of bad things about me.
Okay. And then, have you recently done any storytelling?
Like before we filmed this, I said, I've been in Dublin, this is what I've been doing. This is the thing about having recently been storytelling. You always are. It's how we do things. Someone says, "Oh, how was your night?" And bam, you're telling stories. Or what have you been up to? Or it's how we talk to each other.
Okay.
And so I don't think it ever really stops. Have I been writing? No, not as much as I should. But no, I do think it's always happening. And we need to think of it in those just really simple terms. In terms of, yeah, just someone says, how was your night? And you start telling stories, and you're not even aware that you're storytelling, but you are.
So it's an integral. Would you say we couldn't live without it?
Yeah. I mean, the thing we were mentioning before this, I'm probably not going to go into, just it's the way we communicate. And there's a sense when someone, let's say you meet someone for the first time, and they tell you a great story, it draws you in emotions, suddenly much more likely to be friends with them. You know,
it's like a social
sometimes
connection.
a terrible story. Like, I don't want to hear any more of their story, so I don't want to talk to that guy again.
All right, very cool. So it serves a huge social function.
Yeah. I think in laughter in that way. You know,
Like Beckett?
well, not just Beckett. I read a thing recently where apparently only 5 or 6 animals have proven to laugh, and they all have intense social groups. So humans, dolphins, I think it's rats.
They do.
You know, and it's all about so laughter and storytelling. You know, have to have this quality in an oral tradition anyway. It's about bonding people and bonding groups together. So solitary animals can't have laughter because there's no community. And my sense is that solitary animals, you know, a predator, there's no storytelling between them really. You know, in some sort of terms, whatever that might be in a non-verbal way. But it doesn't happen because there aren't the social groups. So that's my opinion.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.